swap out for Roar, not feeling the need to put Ding back in. Here the Panthera fans finally really actually having something to cheer for after the first 2 maps.
Yeah.
Decay as well has been having a pretty good show so far. It's had its ups and downs. It's been mostly good. It's had a couple moments where I'm like, oh, well, that's just kind of poor. But overall, it seems like Decay is finally finding his stride. It seems like he's a cherry blossom. Wolf,
yeah.
You know, we didn't really have him in March, but now it's April. They're blooming, and so is Decay.
He is blooming with the cherry blossoms as they come in slowly but steadily here in Seoul.
The entire Olympic Park is the entire Olympic Park where our venue is situated is actually pretty much covered in cherry blossoms.
Yep. Well, we are going to have innovation on the McCree here. Will be that same sort of style we've seen from Runaway a lot of the time, where they try to pocket protect the McCree with the tanks and the Mercy to maximize the damage when the dive comes through. Oh. Very much the first target. He survives though.
Yeah, flashbang not going to connect. Innovation still looking for some hits. Fans the hammer to try to break down that barrier. Still has not died yet, and now is answering some damage back as Chungshik gets taken down. Hugo gets knocked out of the back.
It's very much a tug of war when you try to focus the McCree, because you have to go so deep to get him in setups like this, and he does so much damage to you that suddenly if you don't kill him, everybody dies, you have to reset. If you do kill him though, the tug of war goes your way. They don't have enough damage. They end up getting snowballed out as well. Only the Tracer there feels like shooting a pea shooter compared to McCree's boosted damage here with the Mercy. So very good defense here so far from Athena, as Decay again wants to look for the backline pick. Doesn't have a pulse yet though, so killing the McCree is going to be very difficult with this Tracer.
Youngchin's gonna die, so further delaying that EMP. Decay now getting ready to poke in onto the point. Building up for the pulse bomb. He's had some pretty clutch ones so far in the first 2 maps. Now has it ready to go, throws it down into the corner, gets a bit of damage, but not going to be finding any kills. And a Primal Rage is going to be used here by Luckby as they continue to win this fight. Chungshik dead. But Athena, numerous ultimates in the inventory right now, and I think they can just hold on to every single one of them.
Yeah, it was again one of those tug-of-war things. Unfortunately, Decay used the pulse instead of saving it, despite the fact that Youngjin died, so he didn't actually have it there to look for a bigger pick, or he won't have it now to look for a bigger pick when he has a better opportunity to. And Athena is holding basically 5 ultimates right now. And Decay's just so far away from getting that burst kill onto the McCree he's looking for, or onto the tank line, which will allow the snowball. They are just going to get onto the point, though, away from the McCree. And Athena looks like they may just softly let it go.
Yeah, already have the first 2 chicks. They will go ahead, tag in here right at the end, but Innovation eliminated. So is Coma right before he can get that sound barrier available, but Disney also going to be taken out of the fight. No supports here for KongDoo Panthera, but they can still buy time with the Primal Rage here from Chungshik as they try to take a fight. Disney pushing forward, Transcendence in onto the point as they knock Shubil out of the back. They'll spam away, but he's likely going to go down or has to jump off the side. In the meantime, Decay is just duking it out here with Song Boost. Has to go back. Song Boost almost falls off the map.
Yeah. Well, great time buying there by the supports. Disney and Chris using their ultimates because they had that ultimate advantage to buy time. Panthera walks away with 2 ticks. They got onto the point because Athena was corralled away from it. Then Panthera was able to basically take this zoning and use it against Athena. They got that pick onto Innovation. Now they're going to make this Doomfist switch to try to burst through and grab that last tick with a similar approach. Athena has that Deadeye now, so that's an extra zoning tool. In fact, look at it here. You can see he's very far back.
Down barrier in, yet again, Innovation is going to be pocketed up as they try to take him down. Fan the hammer, just gets a bit of damage in. Big value on the flashbang, and here comes the Primal Rage. Just knocking them all off the map is Luckby. Oh, massive shutdown there onto the push. Still being contested is the point, but not for long because Coma will go down. They nearly got the cap. But that combo right there just completely upsets KongDoo.
We're now seeing Innovation join the likes of XZ and Stitch with this type of McCree. Defend the McCree composition to burst down tanks. It's an anti-dive pop because you burst on the tanks very quickly. When you're protected, then the rest of the dive just isn't as strong anymore. You also have the added benefit of this Mercy boost to break them down, plus Discord orbs. The tanks just don't last very long.
No, they do not. Like Chungshik there, already dead. Youngjin finds one, jumps in onto the point, spamming away with the left clicks, but he gets left on here by Luckby. He'll go down. Self-destruct finds Decay. KongDoo Panthera just cannot seem to get a break.
Looks like a full hold to me.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to full hold, deny that 96.6% away from Athena here because KongDoo Panthera will not be getting this cap by the look of things. They'll try to jump in, but just can't do it.
very much a close call when Panthera was able to take control of the point. So they forced away. It was a really cool attack. Just to talk about the one successful attack that did get them nearly all 3 ticks, the 96% you were talking about. They dove onto the McCree at such an angle where he had to head towards point B. And then Panthera, without losing any tanks, got onto the point. McCree approaching a dive composition is going to have a lot more problems. He's not the least mobile long-range hit scan in the game by any means, but getting there and having that escort is tough. He ended up being killed by Shubil, but the supports on the side of Meta Athena bought enough time for the run back, and that is a long run back. So during that 96.5% of uptake, they bought time to get the supports onto the point using that Transcendence, then getting the res there. I think it was actually a res onto the Zenyatta, which allowed the Transcendence in the first place. Suddenly, Innovation's back onto the point, and he's doing enough damage with the boosted damage coming through from Mercy and the Discords. The tanks die first, and your dive just cannot work. Very difficult to execute Doomfist compositions like this since his nerf long, long ago, as you have to really be Johnny on the spot with those hitboxes. You have to execute an insta-kill burst the McCree, or you're just another melee getting blown up. And that was really good coordination there, putting Innovation once again on the long-range hit scan, protecting him. We've seen great success with XC from Element Mystic, and again Stitch from Runaway with this similar type of composition right now in Korea.
Well, Youngjin here with the Junkrat decay over onto the Genji as they try to full hold this. I'm starting to wonder if maybe them saying they wanted Hanamura, if that was just a bluff to try to dissuade Meta Athena from selecting that map.
Yeah, well, I mean, I felt like their dive was pretty decently coordinated, but the defense was much better. Now, on the attack here, we are going to have Chris pulling out this Ana. Interesting way to try to break through. Maybe they're expecting triple tank or quad tank from Panthera to use the bio grenades. Switches actually to the Lucio, though, after seeing that it is, in fact, not multi-tank. We're not going to get as much value from denying healing. Want to go back to the bursting of the tanks with the Zenyatta.
Bill and Chungshik just playing far forward here. Tank line from Meta Athena comes in, says hi around the corner. They'll dash forward, and Decay has been eliminated already. We'll go ahead, sometimes out of that neck, and take him down. Youngjin picks up the kill, building up for that first Riptire. This me will fall, so this does buy a decent amount of time, and now actually must be over here on the side. He's been slept out. Nice hit! Youngjin just predicting the movement from Songblues and took out Chris with the satchel charge.
He wants this kill in the luck feed too. Almost got him with the trap there. That was a sick trap. If that actually hit him, it would have killed him and delayed the respawns. You can see how aggressive Dismi was being. He's trying to build these support ultimates. If they have both support ultimates, they're hoping they can break through, dive on top of the Junkrat or the support line, whichever is more vulnerable, in order to flip this point or to get the full capture on this point. They'll need a team wipe to do it. They have such a large time bank to work with. This is Youngjin just going for the delay.
Tire coming out, wants to wrap around the back, finds Chris. He'll be happy with that target, so goes ahead and denies that away. Knows that there is no mercy to bring the Lucio back into the fight. Sansan knocked out of the mech as well. KongDoo Panthera will finish him off in the end. Thought maybe they would just leave him to his own devices, but he was going closer to the edge anyway. He was ready to jump off, so had to just go ahead and take him down to get that extra little bit of ult percentage.
See if Meta Athena, when they have these support ultimates, can make the tank line get these backline kills they've been looking for. This is a risky play here by Innovation. Decay's just kind of camping this right now. Okay,
starting that health pack. He knows that Innovation wants to hack that one out. Almost way up into the air, goes down low, manages to get healed back up, and Decay just assassinates Dismi. Once he comes around the back, jumps in. He's going to be looking for Youngjin. Starts snapping away at that Junkrat, but cannot finish him off, and Chris goes down yet again. Full farm ready to go, not needed. Decay can just hold on to that one, try to assassinate the supports yet again on the side of Meta Athena. This hold is going excellently so far for KongDoo.
They didn't even get a tick, and it was Decay killing both supports, preventing Innovation from hacking the health pack you want. This was all Decay. And unfortunately, that means that they just could not actually look to use the support ultimates to flip the fight into their favor, despite losing the first member there. But they have those still in the bag. The sound barrier almost ready here. Okay, EMP from behind, and this is going to be their opportunity.
Innovation jumps in, tries to get the hits there, but can't finish anybody off. You see Youngjin still feeling perfectly fine to sit up top and spam away with these nades. Grab goes down, couple kills here. And as KongDoo Panthera loses out onto the Winston and the D.Va. Jason onto the Junkrat, he'll go down. Luckily pops the Primal Rage, and now they're ticking up. This is looking very bad for KongDoo. They need to regain control, and I don't know if it's possible, especially with Johnson getting taken down by Luckby.
Oh, this is really well played here by Meta Athena, having the ult advantage with the supports to push through this point. The EMP coming from two sides. Looks like they may be able to take this map. Decay doing what he can here. He's about to have a pulse, but don't think he's going to get to use it. No recall either.
19 seconds. He'll go flying. He is out of here.
Meta Athena, they're on match point now. This was really well executed up in defense. The attack there, just pretty standard. Wasn't the most stellar attack we'd ever seen. In fact, Panthera held them multiple times. Decay finding the supports twice, preventing Innovation from getting the hack he wanted, preventing him from getting that EMP charge. So burned through a lot of the time bank. But we had the Transcendence coming through to force the tanks into the front so they could get up and kill the Junkrat, whereas behind, the tanks were hacked by an EMP coming through from Innovation, so they could not use Defense Matrix, for example, to help keep that tank line alive. Couldn't use support abilities, and the Mercy wasn't able to jump up to where the Junkrat was until it was too late. So good play here by Meta Athena on that attack, but more impressive was their defense, where they protected Innovation, had him with that Mercy damage boost, had him with the Discord orbs onto the tanks he was looking to kill. This is by far, I think, the best coordination we've seen out of Meta Athena since this tournament has started. After the loss of Saya player and Awesome Guy, just didn't feel like the same team since from what we saw in trials, which qualified them into this tournament. But now that Innovation is playing at least more of the long-range hit scan that he was playing on BSG, I feel like Meta Athena looks to be a stronger team today. And for Panthera fans, it's time to start panicking, because if they lose this series, they may not be going to playoffs. Pretty low chance if that happens.
Yeah, and I mean, Meta Athena looking better than we've seen from them so far. I mean, both of these teams, massively improved so far in this matchup, but still, there's a lot of mistakes coming through, a lot of weird choices. I think Decay going back over to the Genji there was a very odd decision for them. I think they should have just stuck through with him on the Tracer. Ended up flipping anyway, but I think they needed that off the bat. That's where he's been the most consistent so far. So still very strange choices. Still a bit weird that we have Changshik in, but maybe something's going on with Roar. Maybe he's feeling ill today. I'm not sure, but Changshik now is starting to drop off a little bit, has been dying very early on into these fights, missed the Primal Rage a couple times today as well. So it's just confusing, it's a little bit sloppy, but I like it because it's high action, it's high energy.
Another thing is that
that's the best thing at the end of the day.
Another thing is that Shubil has actually been playing pretty well, I feel. He has been shut down a few times by really good pulse bombs coming from Song Boost, but that would have happened to probably any D.Va in any situation. But he's actually been doing a better job at keeping Luffy alive. That's why we've been able to see some of these big biotic grenades coming from Luffy when he's playing the Ana. He's building up Transcendence faster when he's playing the Zenyatta, for example. So I do like his playstyle over Dings. It's much more passive. It's much more of a care style, as it's called in Korea, where you basically just defend. You use Defense Matrix to protect rather than to use it to dive and do damage. And Shubil, I think, suits the playstyle of Panthera a lot better as a result. Yeah. Decay has been looking really good, but he's going to have to look better. Oh, finally it's time for Lucio.
All right, it was only a matter of time. What's he going to do?
Oh, he's going to use his hand like the gun. Oh, that's actually pretty cute. I like that.
He's got his phone. All right.
Other hand's got to do some breaking it down stuff.
I mean, it makes it's even better because he's got the cord plugged into like a power bank. Yeah. And it's like the little tube coming out of the base of the gun there. So he's ready to go. Oh, backpack's coming on. Is he going to skate around? Yeah, if somebody's wearing rollerblades right now, it'll be amazing.
He dropped the beat.
All right, he did. He almost also knocked over some chairs, but
I think he dropped
his cell phone
also. Oh, yeah, it's you. That's right.
Do it, man. What you got? Show me what you got. All right.
Good.
He is, yeah, it was almost like a meteor strike. Just punching the floor.
He laughed until it was his turn. Oh, but then he put the sign away. He stood up and he said,
he's ready to go.
This will make you feel better.
Oh, all right. So he's got some mixing going on.
He did the mixing.
See, his shirt says seize the day. You got to seize the moment when they put you on camera.
Oh, he was prepared.
Dude, this guy's preempting it. He's like, oh, I put my glasses on. It's my worst fear. Why?
He's dying laughing. All right. Oh, he was like, it was my son, right? Nope. Okay.
Just don't, yeah, take the camera off, please. I know how valuable those are. It's not worth damaging it. Or is he going to use the camera? Oh, dude, we just slammed it into the ground.
It says post like Lucio, not slam the DSLR onto the ground.
As horrible as it would have been, I kind of would have chuckled if you just accidentally smashed that lens. Would have been pretty bad. It would have just been destroying like $2,000.
I mean, if he's gonna do that, keep the strap on at least. Like, he like took it off. I'm like, ooh.
I thought he was gonna set it down. That was gonna be the measured play.
Well, I think maybe he was going to, but all the chairs are like, you know, if you want to put on an empty chair, it's kind of up like this, so you run the risk of it like falling into the chair in between, and then not only does it fall, but then you can't get it. You got to reach through. It's a messy one. He should have just given it to his son, but you know, his son's been wanting a DSL for a long time. He doesn't know how to use it. All right, we're gonna find out what our map's gonna be. Dorado. Panthera has to win this in order to bring us to that Oasis tiebreaker. And this is a good map for the triple tank that they were running so much of in weeks 1 and 2, but they've completely moved away from in this 4th week. No subs, no big box, and no roar. So we're heading to this map just straight up. Panthera is sticking to their guns with Shubil and Changshik. Even though historically Roar has been the better Winston, today they feel like Changshik is the better player. For whatever reason, as you mentioned, Roar could be having, might just not be feeling 100% today. But let's see how the execution is here on Dorado. We could see some Zarya comps. We could see the Reinhardt. There's ways to use the strengths of Panthera that led them here. There's also a possibility that Athena does the same thing, because they did on Oasis, surprisingly. They were the ones who ran the Zarya composition with the Reaper.
Well, like you said, one final opportunity here with Dorado for KongDoo Panthera to tie this up, force their way back into an Oasis tiebreaker. They've already lost there today, but have to play another best of 3 on that map to try to close out the series and try to finally put a win on the board for themselves. Otherwise, Meta Athena are looking to do just that with a victory here on Dorado.
적의 공격까지 30초.
Fans ready to go. The Panthera fans especially gotta be hungry for a win. Meta Athena hasn't been that well set up to find victories, whereas KongDoo Panthera has this long-standing name, almost making it into 2 back-to-back finals in seasons 3 and 4 of Apex.
Playing in every season of Apex as well.
Yeah.
Getting top finishes, preventing themselves from going to relegation, along with their sister team, Uncia. But this is the worst result they've ever had in Korean Overwatch. Meta Athena will be running the Orisa Widowmaker defense here. We've seen so much success with. Without the Junkrat, though, actually leaving Songbus on the Tracer. The Junkrat usually used to peel against dive here, so that's something that's missing.
Okay, going to be dropping in here to the backside. Takes that body shot, so he'll be weakened. Innovation just trying to deal with this Genji and also focus onto the front line, but looks away for a second. Decay comes out of the building, takes out Luckme, now Sensep going down. No tanks available, no mercy. KongDoo Panthera just keep pushing forward. I think they're just going to go ahead and straight up cap this on the first push.
This was a mistake to put the Widow so far back away from the Orisa, because it meant that dive could not be peeled by the tanks. D.Va couldn't protect him at that range, and neither could the Orisa. Obviously, Orisa kind of maintaining the barrier, so basically just totally giving this up for free because one Genji came to the back line. That's it. So the entire front line was totally wasteful there. You've got to keep the Widow closer.
Okay, well, I was going to say, a nice shot. But honestly, I think it would have just worked better with a Junkrat rather than the Widowmaker for that kind of setup. I understand why they weren't playing the Orisa back. It's because they want to go for the Hulk hooks with that Orisa Roadhog combination. But putting the Widowmaker, it does just make her that much more vulnerable, or it just goes ahead and negates that hook-Hulk combination. So, kind of a catch-22 for them, and they suffer for it. So now KongDoo Panthera have quite a bit of time here in the bank as they keep pushing forward in on the street space. Pulse Bomb used there on the Changshik, but he managed to stay alive. They'll trade back there onto Luckme, but Koma and Youngjin do go down.
Yep, this is going to be finally the Innovation Widow pick getting value, avoiding this self-destruct makes it pretty wasteful for Shubil here, but Innovation still controls line of sight. committing the Primal Rage here as well.
He's jumping all the way back in here. He's trying to isolate Disney, it would seem. He's going to go low. Kane does manage to take him down.
This is all fine and good that he's getting kills and getting picks here, but when he needs it to secure the actual capture, look how far back this cart is. When he's going to need this, when his runbacks, his team, is losing members and they have the longer time to come back to the cart than Meta Athena's faster respawns, he's going to wish he had that Primal Rage. So that was, I think, very much a wasteful Primal Rage. It didn't even get kills.
Oh, Valkyrie out from Chris. He takes to the skies. Trying to keep everybody tops up. Well, Decay maybe looking for a pulse bomb target. Boost just used his, doesn't find much. Will goes low, manages to stay in the Mega League for a little bit longer there. Pulse bomb out from Decay, does get the pop on his Sam. Youngjin has gone down. The rest from Coma will bring him back into the fight. He's nearing that EMP, which could just go ahead and secure this second point for the side of KongDoo Panthera. But with the kills coming through and Luffy going low and having to guide back in the paint, seems like KongDoo is just going to have to wait and regroup.
Coma was only healing Changshik that entire time because he kept getting low, but he didn't have the Primal Rage, so his focus was on Changshik, and everyone else on KongDoo Panthera was just missing half of the healing because Coma can only do so much. In this situation, sorry, Luffy can only do so much in this situation, especially when he runs out of cooldown on his left click healing. So Changshik's close to the Primal Rage. He actually did survive from all that Pocket Mercy coming through. Just would have been nice to have it in that last fight.
Oh, looking for the one clip. Can't quite find it. Decay gets forced back there with the recall. Very close as Youngjin comes in, throws down the EMP, and Disney will die this time around. First and Lucky both fall, and it seems like KongDoo Panthera should be able to take this fight and the point very swiftly here off the backside of that ult from Youngjin.
Sansam here gets the remake with the single kill there on the self-destruct, but it's just going to delay for a few seconds as Panthera walks through. You called it moments before, the EMP was probably going to be the opening tool to get the finish here. And if that went wrong, that's when they would need those other ultimates, but it was just a really good EMP. Innovation's going to make the switch now over to the McCree. They have this anti-dive set up once again with the Mercy, where they can just burst down the tanks. It's going to be very difficult to kill the McCree, but he needs to be in good position. This is a lot harder to execute on this map, on this section of this map, than it is on Hanamura Point A, where you have the whole map controlled by you and the fast respawn.
Yeah, one of the hardest things as well is shutting down Innovation, but if you can actually get the flashbang in onto that Sombra and take her down instantly, that will be huge for his squad. And just to land back up here onto the higher ground on his team side of the map, as he gets harassed constantly here by Changshik. Changshik not going to get a whole lot done with the Primal Rage.
Oh, that pulse though!
Some people around, he'll go down immediately thereafter as the pulse bomb comes through from Songboost. Now Decay goes forward, Luffy using the Coalescence. They're looking to push this one into the end with a sizable time bank. Disney use the Tranquility, has to kite back. Chris trying to make it out of there with his life, will be able to do so. That Orb of Harmony thrown on him there by Disney, but the cart still inches forward with 3 minutes left on the clock. KongDoo will now kite back here for the moment, take a breather as they get ready to go back in.
Close call because Innovation
wants to be the final attack.
Innovation died there in that last push, and there was an opportunity for them to actually get completion because it's really difficult for him to, as a McCree, get back into a place where he can do that damage. He wasn't realistically getting very many kills, only damage done. Needs to be able to burst these tanks and actually finish them off in these fights with the Discord, with the boosted damage coming out from the Mercy. As now he's got this setup again. Panthera is going to have to break this in order to take the point. Taking a slower approach. Here comes the hack. EMP.
Throws that one down. Sound barrier stacked in here from the side of KongDoo Panthera, and Luckby's going to fall. Ultimates from Meta Athena, the support ones at least, very far away. Now Songboo's out of the fight. Changshik has gone down yet again, but they're still pushing forward relatively unhindered as the kills come through. Chris going low, Disney also contained into the back. Meta Athena has to tag back in here very quickly. They managed to do so with Luckby with a short hop. Primal Rage ready to go as well, so can delay for a while. They'll pop that one out. Self-destruct thrown in from Jubil, trying to make it back into the mech. He'll be able to do so. Doesn't find any kills with that ultimate. Changshik goes in, throws down the bubble, denying this Deadeye Innovation. Not going to be getting much with that. He just keeps firing away, trying to take down the monkey.
Much faster respawns obviously coming through from Meta Athena, but they need to get a kill or two here. There's the pick onto Changshik. It's going to give them more sustained team fight potential here with the tanks that they have available. Luckby being pocketed by Chris. Innovation finally taken out here, though.
Let's get him to Decay. You see the fade there from Luckby, taking himself back to safety, but they managed to find one on the Luckby. Do they want to go right back in? The answer's going to be no. They're still lacking Changshik and Shubil. Get dangerously close, 2.17 meters there. all that they had remaining.
This
Now
time-
the clock has been drained down considerably.
Last time they were able to win the fight was when they actually got the picks because Youngjin's EMP was really good. Dismi didn't have a Transcendence. Chris obviously is running the Mercy, so nothing he can do to mitigate this. But if Dismi can hold this Transcendence until the EMP, they're going to have a good job, or a good fight.
Koma going down, and Jubil's also eliminated. As that self-destruct becomes available, KongDoo Panthera gonna have to try to minimize the losses here on the exit. That's why Athena is chasing forward. They want to get these extra pickoffs to delay them even further. KongDoo's got realistically one more push. EMP's ready to go, but they have to have the kills following up afterward.
Certainly will. That Transcendence, I think, is the most important thing right now versus this EMP. If Youngjin can actually hit this Zenyatta to prevent that, this might be their best way, and he's looking for him. He finds him. Here he goes.
Throws it down, takes him down. Koma actually finds the killing blow. He's going to be eliminated, and we have to go into the picture-in-picture. Not sure what happened right there as we flip over to the other side. We have the screen up. Youngjin going to get taken down. 2 members, 3 now, 4, as Songwoo joins them in the grave on the side of Athena. Has to push back in to stop this. 1 meter left to go. Pulse bomb finds Luckbeat.
There's the Transcendence, but it's too late.
Tries to delay, but it's not going to be enough. KongDoo Panthera managed to get the push in overtime.
That Transcendence deny by the Sombra EMP there. You can see he hesitated for a moment thinking, can I kill him without the EMP? Should I save this, just kill him with the 1 clip, and then use the EMP to guarantee the finish? Or do I take the safer play and just EMP him basically at point blank range to make sure I deny that Transcendence? He sneaked around so carefully and so calculated. Got the vision of the Zenyatta based on the Zenyatta taking a little bit of damage from the Lucio. They gave him his advantage because he can obviously see through walls with Sombra's passive. Sees where he is, sneaks around, hits the EMP. That was the most important moment there. He was able to make it happen, kill the Zenyatta, and sure, the Transcendence came in, but it was too late there after the respawn. I think what happened to the Observer is one of our Observer PCs just lost connection to the internet. That's why I went to the login screen. But anyway, that's my analysis on that part. But yeah, they lost the fight because they were staggering their ultimates really well to delay. But the big delay tool they had to make sure that they could really stop the momentum coming through from Panthera was the Transcendence shut down. Not the greatest time bank of all time for Panthera on their best escort map, but still, this is a pretty good finish there for them, all things considered. And see if on the attack now, Athena can find a similar amount of success. We did discuss how they might run an unusual, different composition here, but it just doesn't look to be serious what we're seeing for them at the top left of your screen. Like,
yeah, confirmation was just a disconnect there from one of our spectators. Fortunately, we have numerous in the back.
Yeah, we do. So we got like 9 or 10 of them. So.
Yeah, I think we have around 10. So not bad. Pretty solid number when it comes down to tracking games like Overwatch. More eyes, the better.
So Panthera's going to run Youngjin on the Soldier here on the defense. And we'll have Koma to help boost his damage to break through against the tanks, but he will be vulnerable if he shows his head here to Innovation, who's actually running the attack Widow.
Looking for a couple angles. He's under fire. Tries to go up onto the head ledge, but Decay's like, hey, I beat you here. And now the dive comes through. They will shut down Chris, but they lose out onto Luffy at the same time, but kills still seem to be in the favor of KongDoo Panthera here for the moment.
Yeah, really good spread by KongDoo Panthera. It's very difficult for Athena to actually prioritize targets because they're dealing with Tracers on the roof, Soldier on the high ground. You know, all the healing coming through from Koma is just bouncing between both. They do end up winning the fight here as the faster respawns come through, but still, nice setup. Innovation looking for some line of sight here to the fountain. Misses that shot onto Youngjin, unfortunately.
Would have been a nice one. Not the cleanest angle. But can't find it. Unfortunate for him. Decay gonna get jumped on. Recall takes him straight back in behind the members of Athena as they continue to try to push forward here. Time still on the clock. Changchik and Luffy both go down. Youngjin, attack visor available. We'll go ahead and pop it because it's even nearby with an events matrix. And they're just gonna go ahead and look to kill him. Biotic field comes down. He'll stay alive here for the moment. Self-destruct thrown in on one side. Members on the other.
Still survives.
Still stay in the fight because there's pocket healing coming out from Koma, but the payload in the meantime has been moving up.
Yeah, they won the tank.
3 meters left to go.
They won the tank fight. Meta Athena did. The Discord orb selection here for Disney has been great. They're just bursting down the tanks again and again and again. As you can see once more here on the Chongqing, he was just going to try to delay a little bit, but Innovation, again, sometimes the best way to play Widow is to kill the tanks first when they are showing their heads. You don't always have to get a flank, you don't always have to kill the supports in the back. Sometimes it's best to damage the tanks so your tanks win the fight. And that's what we saw there.
Yep. Innovation still sticking through with this one here for the moment. It's one of those things where it's like, I'll die if I, I'll swap if I die. Otherwise, I'm going to stick through with it.
No point in switching right now when he's still finding success. Does get taken out here.
Okay, never mind. The caster curse.
Well,
dies immediately. Full spawn there on a shoe bill. Seems like he's going to get popped out of the mech there by Song Boost, but the payload has been halted here for the moment. So a slight little bit of respite for the side of KongDoo Panthera.
They have a really good setup here, and it's going to be tough for Innovation, who did not switch off of the Widow, to get around the corner and find a line of sight unless there's dive coming through to help support that.
And this Widowmaker lied in the lobby. He said he was going to swap if he died. He's still playing it. What a one trick.
Well, Decay is getting better trades here as Athena struggles to get around this corner. They're being pelleted.
Ready to go, says here you go. Handoff on the Luck B, forces out primal range. And now they're just going to go ahead and fully invest on trying to get this payload moving. Youngjin going to get smacked all the way back here towards point A, makes it into the Transcendence just in time to stay alive for a little bit longer. Self-destruct comes down at an awkward angle for Sansum, just wants to get back into the mech, and Youngjin stays alive through all of it.
Athena, though, gets around this corner. That's the toughest part because they're continuing to run this Widow. They've even used the infrasight now, so they have total vision as to where everyone is going to approach. Oh, man. Very risky reback here.
Yeah, Luck B, that was probably not the best decision. Could have leapt into the building there instead of on top. Let's get taken down, but Chris has the res, so not going to be the worst thing. Yeah. In the meantime, a bit of deja vu as Chongqing smacks the Widowmaker all the way over to point A. KongDoo Panthera yet again. Hold control over this card here for the moment. Oh, that was a bold move by Youngjin. Pays for that one dearly.
Tried to get the Helix rockets out there, but Innovation is going to still, again, now that they lost control of that corner, struggle to get in, to get line of sight. And the dive is going to have to once again be really good for Athena. If they win the tank war, he can get that. If they don't, he's just going to constantly be pushed back here by the dive of Panthera when they jump off the high ground and when Youngjin is just putting in those left clicks.
Okay, going into the back. He's looking for the burst. He finds the stick. Chris will go down. Still just thinking about Youngjin standing still to try to duel a Widowmaker. A bit of an odd decision there by him.
You can't really, I think, continue to run this Widow. Okay, he's going to switch.
Yeah.
You just can't, if you can't get around the corner, you can't get line of sight. If your team is only running partial dive because you're running the Widow, you're never going to take that control away from a long-range hit scan like a Soldier here. So the Stormber's a good switch, but it feels a little bit late.
Down to 6 HP as the Tracer battles continue, now 32. Harmony will go ahead and take him back up. Still under fire though. He goes dangerously low, tries to throw the post bomb, devoured by that defense matrix, but he manages to follow up and shuts down Youngjin right before he could use that tac visor. Would have been looking for it here to maintain control over the card.
So that's going to be Decay grabbing the supports once again, though, in the back line. He has just been so good at doing that today. Finally really hitting the mark on this Tracer tonight. He's been struggling so much. Here's another pulse.
Pulse is in, Decay. Looking for the pop there, doesn't find it, but does help set up for Youngjin to find a double kill.
So
and Innovation going down. Decay might not be getting the killing blows overall, but he is just ripping people apart with this Tracer. This man is on fire.
Yeah, quite literally, look at his portrait.
That's why I said it.
I know.
I thought you were going to make a joke about the booth being on fire or something, and I was like, I would hope not.
They've got fire extinguishers in there, they're fine.
That's true.
But Youngjin is just continuing to hold this high ground. When the dive comes through from the tanks, that's when the supports are vulnerable.
Well, he's going to die to the leap in there from Luck B. Chongqing in the meantime. Just me and Chris knows that they're separated from some of the other members, but Lumpy going to get picked by that self-destruct, and now Kalma dead. KongDoo Panthera without healers. Likely gonna have to be relying on, well, I was gonna say relying on that primal rage to buy some more time, but Chongqing doesn't use it in time. He just gets burned out of the fight. And now they're pushing forward.
They don't have any ults to use to delay this. Koma's gonna make the switch back over to the Lucio, and I think this is just gonna be them allowing this take. They're gonna maybe go for one tac visor attempt here with the tanks, but
oh boy, well,
nice bait here.
Now you gotta probably just let that one go over. Tac visor will be used by Youngjin. Song Boost is gonna go ahead and jump away from that Soldier 76. It is going to be contested here for the moment. 3.13 meters left to go until completion. Chongqing dies yet again. So doesn't use the Primal Rage. Will be able to have it here for the final defense. But Athena still have to go the distance.
And this is okay for Panthera. They knew that they didn't have a comp anymore that made sense to defend this. They lost their supports twice. Athena with some really good plays there to take control of the high ground. They're going to switch Youngjin onto the Sombra, so it's going to be Sombra versus Sombra here. Pretty much mirrored comps down the line here. And it's going to be about who can get the more efficient EMPs and where the supports stand when those come through.
Okay, going low. Recall going to be used. Transcendence out from Luffy here. Trying to save the fight. Songboost goes for the 180 there with the pulse bomb, but not going to be finding anything. Luffy taken down. The rockets from Sensem just ripping him apart, and Shoebill's out of the mech as well. Okay, now wrapping around. He's looking for the execution here. Pulse goes in, doesn't find the stick, doesn't find any damage. They're on to Disney. He'll stay alive, and KongDoo Panthera now choking at the final approach. Meta Athena need this completion in order to win this series, in order to stop KongDoo from forcing their way onto Dorado for a second chance.
Looking for picks onto the supports here. It'd be nice for Songboost. He's looking to come back here, collapsing onto the Diva. Toxic force to Primal.
Self-destruct coming through there from Shoebill, doesn't find anything. Another one answering down from Sensem, just makes it into the back. Homa taken down. Innovation gonna be traded, and he's got that EMP ready to go. Could be instrumental in finding success here on this push. Clock now ticking down. Overtime gonna come through, and Meta Athena have to take the fight. They have to take it now. Youngjin throws down his EMP. They're looking for the kills. KongDoo Panthera find two. Sensem going down. Decay throwing in the pulse bomb. They get rid of Lucky, and I think they might have been able to do it. Innovation comes back in, throws down the EMP, but the kills just are not there. The overtime wick is burning, as Semler would say, and I think it's gonna go all the way down here. KongDoo Panthera will be able to force us onto a fifth and final map, best of 3 on Oasis, to decide the victor of this series.
Could not have predicted this series was going to go to a tiebreaker map. Meta Athena vastly outperforming expectations, but on their best escort map. On a map that they're now 2-0 this season. They're 4-1 on escort in general. KongDoo Panthera, the maps they won in their previous series on this map type just made it so they were able to take the series with a 1-3, but this time it's going to be what brings them to a fifth and final game. We talked about how it was going to be the EMPs that decided that last final fight. And as you called out, Innovation being killed before he could use his meant that KongDoo Panthera was going to be the only team that had an EMP that mattered. And it was risky. They even used some of their support ultimates earlier to push everyone away, to force a reset for Meta Athena. Had that gone poorly, Innovation would have had its EMP first. They would have actually definitely had completion, possibly with even some extra time there. KongDoo Panthera played it risky, found success with that dive with the Transcendence they used, burned through the time bank of Meta Athena. When they came back, the first target they went for was the Sombra to prevent that EMP. So well done, knowing that EMPs in these last moments are the big initiation tools. And with recent switches on Lucio's sound barriers not being available, it was basically a race of who can EMP first, who can get the better one. And as it turns out, a pretty solid EMP is better than no EMP. And now we're going to Oasis, the same map we started the night off with Meta Athena taking that win. And it was not as we expected. Maybe Panthera can run the triple tank again, the one they've been running on every single control map. It was run against them by Meta Athena with the Reaper. Will we see a sort of mirrored fifth map here to what we saw on the first map? Will both teams switch styles to go back to what they've normally played? There's a lot of questions we don't know the answers to just yet, but it looks like Changshik is still in the booth, so that Reinhardt potential is always there.
Yeah, I think if we go back to University here at some point during this best of 3 tie break, that if we do not see the Reinhardt, then KongDoo Panthera, I just don't know anymore what's going on with that team. Because they had the opportunity, they would have loved for Lee Jong Tower to be coming through, but they don't get that. And then when they get the one round on Oasis where the Reinhardt is actually viable, they opt into the Winston. It's just truly bizarre decision making. But for now, we'll get ready to kick this off. Only the second one that we've had so far this season as far as tie breaks are considered will be Gardens to kick off Oasis yet again for the second time in this series.
It's going to be a fiery one. We're going to have mirrored comps here. This is about the Moira Winston for the most part. This is where 7 gave everyone the tutorial. We open 3 weeks ago. Let's see how Meta Athena plays this one out. Innovation will be on the Sombra. They actually have the better dive control here of this choke point.
Well, Luckbee's gonna go down very early on. So Meta Athena looking a bit like their former selves from the past couple weeks. Chungshik now pushing forward as KongDoo Panthera looks to take first control over this point.
It's been Chungshik's little hidey hole. He's been using it a lot tonight. Did not actually make the jump there, unfortunately, to remain there. But still, they have control of this point. Meta Athena would do well to respect that right now instead of just throwing more ult charge at them. They're going to go for it anyways. Luffy with a lot of heals.
Yeah, just spamming over to try to keep them alive. Won't be able to maintain the Baby Diva. The K takes out Luckbee yet again. It's me looking for somebody to right-click, trying to keep that energy nice and topped up here. Koma gonna get taken down by Songwoo's Pulse Bomb, the first one to be struck here. Decay a bit later on the build for that ultimate. And in the end, Meta Athena will very likely be able to swing this over into their favor as Decay goes down. So 25%, that's it.
Great control by Innovation on the EMP, shutting down Luffy's Coalescence that he built much faster, which is why Chungshik was able to win that tank war at the beginning of the fight. That's how control usually goes, especially on points like this. His EMP shut down the Coalescence, which was actually really well angled by Luffy. Then they were able to corral the supports onto the edge there and kill them where the tanks could not peel. Another EMP coming down, this time from Youngjin.
Well, Shubil finds the kill there onto Dismi, shutting him down while he has the Coalescence ready to go. Still will have one support ultimate when Dismi can rejoin the fight, but the sound barrier is used there by Chris, which is not paying off that well. 2 kills over to the side of KongDoo Panthera so far. Another one as Songwoo goes down, had the full spot ready to go. Not sure if that would have been enough to help them turn the fight around, but may not know. Flip getting ready to come through. Half a second left onto this one as they take down Sensem. We'll be able to get it 40%. We are just going back and forth so far here on Gardens. KongDoo Panthera would love to close this out. This is where they lost to Meta. This was the final round. It was 100 to 99% in the end. So back and forth yet again here.
Well, the EMPs have been the flipping tools here. Both teams using that to actually win the team fight. It was first from Innovation, second from Youngjin. Chungshik still using this hole here. Diving in deep. We'll need more healing though. There's a Primal.
Yeah, Primal's gonna come through. Dismi uses that Coalescence to try to burn them down. They'll go back in around the corner and Decay joins in with the sound barrier. Stick comes in. It's a big burst of damage there onto Sensem and even hits Chris, but cannot get the kills.
Innovation's got an EMP, but he's not going to be able to use it in this fight. Really unfortunate for Panthera because they burned both support ultimates.
He would have loved to have popped Sensem out of the back right there. Would have completely negated him out of the next fight. Chungshik going to go low. Decay nearly dashes his way off the map. Primal Rage out there from Luckbee. Now going to be expiring as he joins back in naturally for the rest of the fight and immediately gets targeted down here as Youngjin finds that killing blow. They'll chase forward. They'll get rid of Dismi as well. They're shoving Meta Athena all the way back towards the spawn.
The EMP
comes down from Innovation, but might have been a little bit disjointed with the rest of the team. Home will fall. Shubil's knocked out of the back. So they do find 2, or 1.5 kills rather.
Yeah,
but it's still 90% going up here for KongDoo.
They can't get control of the point just yet. Songwoo needs to get more kills. Okay, they are going to be able to take it, but it looks like it might be the 99 split.
And Chungshik gonna die. No tanks available with the Diva going down before that. Decay kind of Hail Marys that pulse bomb, but likely should have just held on to it. But it seems like they wanted to close it out here in this OT, but instead the flip is very likely gonna happen. Youngjin's gonna jump back. The flip comes through. 41% going up for Meta Athena. OT ready to go for KongDoo.
Songwoo was really able to carry up this fight, getting those backlight picks there and helping to burst down the tanks, getting that flip there despite the fact that their EMP was not really efficient. See Innovation just trying to build for it right now just to make sure they can have it defensively. Continue to use these hacks. Always Diva is the target.
Pulse in on Luffy. Nothing he could do. Songwoo finds the target yet again. Now, Youngjin jumping in, throws down the EMP, and Luckbee will die off the bat, but now he's punished it. His Innovation kills the enemy Sombra and Chungshik. Decay minutes to find Dismi. Down barrier comes through from the remaining members of Meta Athena as they continue to hold on to this point. 73% KongDoo Panthera have to take this fight soon to get the flip.
I feel like that was a fairly wasteful EMP from Youngjin. Sure, Chris using that sound barrier there. Maybe you saw blood in the water, but it was very expensive of a tool to use.
I mean, I saw very few people in range for that one, actually. Innovation gonna get taken down as Decay goes in for the 1v2. Songwoo just can't keep him alive.
Sound barrier used here. They want this to be their fight to flip the point.
They need it to be. Pulse bomb's ready, looking for the angle there. Doesn't have to use it onto this feet. Can just hold on. Maybe for the Diva, maybe for the Primal Rage Winston. Diva gonna throw down that self-destruct sense. I'm trying to make it back into the back. We'll be able to do so. They can't finish him off. The stick's not gonna happen, and Youngjin has been taken out, but they find Chris. Meta Athena holding on by a thread, 99-99 yet again. It's just like the start of the day. They'll get the pop out there, Sensum gonna go down, Innovation being burned out as well.
Just me taken out this time.
That's the flip. Somebody from Meta has to tag back in. Innovation gonna be the one to do so, but isn't gonna buy them enough time for the rest of the team. Chris comes through and everyone immediately turns focus in onto the Lucio, and this time around, KongDoo Panthera will be able to win on Gardens.
Yeah, this time the Dismi switch to Soldier does not do enough healing. They're not able to all regroup. They had less time to actually get back onto this point. We had a few wasteful EMPs there on the side of KongDoo Panthera. However, the hacks, just the simple right clicks, were patient and used selectively onto Sansam to demech the Diva or prevent remeching. Preventing the defense matrix meant they could do more consistent damage in the team fights. Preventing the Diva from removing the majority of their damage when they didn't have the EMP was why they were able to win those fights when we're looking at even ultimates or no EMPs, the fights that they won. And it was basically, the EMPs were winning the fights before that, but after that, it was just basically because of good target fire, because of good target selection, and good hacking of the Diva.
Oh, here we go, back in for City Center. This is KongDoo, where they won in the first series. But Youngjin going down doesn't do them very many favors here. Shugo as well going to be targeted out, going to be popped out of the mech. And KongDoo Panthera might just have to surrender this first cap over to Meta Athena.
Looks that way. Not going to be able to rejoin on the point. Fairly decent trade here for KongDoo Panthera though, because they didn't actually feed too many members. So they didn't actually give Meta Athena the ult charge advantage that's so frustrating to deal with on control. Eyes on Dismi right now. He's been the one who's keeping Luckby alive and has had better coalescences overall than the second rendition of Oasis.
Push coming through. KongDoo Panthera tries to get fight, but immediately focused down there on a Shubil yet again. We'll pop him out of the mech, but not before Luckby can die. So there's going to be a bit of an exchange here onto the tanks, and Sensum going to go down as well. Decay looking to try to get the chase in onto Chris, but he gets hacked, and Chris actually smacks him down. Sound barrier in, catches 3 members. Meta Athena trying to maintain control over the point. Innovation throws in the EMP, but gets punished immediately. Trade back and forth. KongDoo Panthera actually comes out on top as they take down Chris and Songboo's. Only losing Luffy, and it seems like they will be able to get this flip 43% up for Meta Athena.
They did it without using any ultimates. They've got the big 6 now, and if they can stagger these, I mean, first of all, it's rare to see a flip this early, but in this series, it's kind of seen it a lot. If they can stagger these one by one, they can stop multiple pushes of Meta Athena more efficiently. Youngjin going to use the EMP for the opening here, and they're going to dive in right afterwards. This is going to be a wipe.
Straight in towards the spawn. Dismi and Chris going down. Coma will get taken out by Innovation, but that's about it.
So 2 ultimates used here. Meta Athena still not having a large ult war chest to roll with coming in for the next attack. So very efficient defense here, just using the Coalescence and the EMP, the 2 fastest building ultimates here. Obviously minus the Pulse Bomb, but I'm not really mentioning that as a big ultimate they used. Meta Athena needs to try to force out more ults than just 2 in their attacks, or they're going to find themselves losing in ult efficiency.
Okay, dashing around the side, sound barrier out from KongDoo Panthera. Want to maintain control and go up as high as they possibly can. Decay just fires away here from the back. Sees that Coalescence expire, goes in, looks for Dismi, takes him down. And shots end up coming through, and now he's got to find Chris perhaps here as a consolation prize. He's just dashing along the walls. The tracking comes in, chunks and kills him with the lead. KongDoo Panthera maintain control, and now they're looking to get the 2-0 here. Their second chance on Oasis, lost at the start of the day.
2 ultimates again, all they use, so they still hold on to the remech. Luffy's got his Coalescence back up, and we are going to see, eventually in a longer fight, Youngjin may be able to build the EMP. Innovation has the lead on that. Look at how patient Meta Athena is being right now. They know that if they mess this up, they lose the series. So they need to make this attack work very efficiently. And if they can protect Innovation...
Songboo's is dead! But I think he just died to a car! I think he might have been trying to sneak around the back and then just dashed into oncoming traffic. That's just guess and conjecture, but either way, it's absolutely terrible here for Meta Athena at the start of the fight. OT getting ready to be forced out. Chris goes down. Youngjin fights 2! Both supports gonna be eliminated, and he didn't even need an EMP to do it. He just clips him down. Luckily, tries to find a little bit of revenge, but Decay gets 3! Pulse Bomb takes him out and takes out Meta Athena. Athena's hopes. There's no way in hell they can get the flip now. Chris and Disney, the only ones left alive. It took them a second chance, but in the end, it seems like KongDoo Panthera are going to be able to get the 2-0 here on Oasis. They're gonna take the series, and they finally have a win on the board.
Finally, KongDoo Panthera will take a win. It took 3 series and 3 weeks. And again, against the weakest team in their group, but finally the losing streak is broken here for this team that was nearly, as you mentioned, a 2-time Apex finalist team. Season 3 going all the way to Luna and Tsukai's Game 7 at Lotte Tower. Season 4 making the semis before they were gutted and split apart by their players being sent to London Spitfire along with the GC Busan members. This new roster has not lived up to the name, but tonight we saw good coordination. Tonight, Chongshik was able to bring a better Winston, and we're finally seeing the decay we've heard so much about. The triple pulse to end the series, I think, was the best motif you could show as to the improvement of this player that was dying first in many team fights. We have to again mention the tragedy of Songboo's perhaps dying en route to a backdoor potential kill, where he was looking to kill the supports or at least distract to buy enough time for Innovation to have an EMP in that fight. We may never know what happened to Songboo. We just know on the kill feed he was killed environmentally one way or another. That was the end of Meta Athena. They never even had a chance from there. And the pulse bomb that killed 3 sealed the deal. Better coordination with Panthera, with Chongshik tonight. Better play from Decay. And Shubil, who's not a star player by any means, perhaps of these 6, the most forgettable of tonight. But at least no one is pointing fingers at Ding, which was the case for the last 2 matches.
Yeah.
Shubil is a player that's up to the standard of this tournament. Ding might be spending some more time on the bench after watching Shubil's performance tonight.
Very well could be. Cleaner play from both sides, other than Songboo's there at the end, really. That was, I'm very curious. I think we're gonna have a conversation with the observers after this, and we're gonna see if we can figure out exactly what happened. We'll inform you when we come back from the break, getting ready to go into the next series, because that was very confusing. That's the only thing I can get, like, that's the only way you can kill yourself on that map.
Yeah.
Is to just like, you know, walk into the traffic. So
unless he like dashed past the traffic and fell off the side. Like
that's true, but even then, that's even worse almost.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll try to see if we can figure out exactly what happened, and maybe even if they have it recorded somewhere in the back, get that put online somewhere. Because I would love to see it. But either way, KongDoo Panthera, they do vindicate themselves with that victory the second time around on Oasis. In case you guys joined us late, Oasis was the start. It was a control map. Whenever we go to a 5th game tiebreaker, Oasis is the control map to be played. Guaranteed it's a hard lock. So that's why we had to play it twice today, just in case some of you were confused.
I suppose it's possible that he was trying, maybe he, because we didn't have a shot of him on screen, maybe he was about to pulse somebody and accidentally killed himself with a pulse bomb.
That is possible. He could have dropped the bomb.
I don't know if he had a pulse at that moment.
I wasn't paying attention to his ultimate.
We might actually get a replay of it because a lot of this stuff is recorded that you guys don't see.
We'll see. That was the massive play there, the combo by Luckby and Innovation. That really is worth the highlight. Flashbang stunning up multiple members into a couple smack-offs there.
This was the most impressive thing we saw from Meta Athena all night, was the McCree defense here on point A. It was just beautiful. This is why they flipped the point. Decay just trying to buy time unsuccessfully. There's a much of a highlight reel here, except
when he went flying through the air. That was a great one. And then Innovation sticking a bit too long there on the Widowmaker.
Decay doing such a great job of killing the supports tonight, also denying the hacks from enemy Sombras that were coming through, so Innovation having a really bad time. This was the sick play that actually got the completion where they were able to deny the Transcendence there. Very much a conservative play there because he knew he might have been able to get the one clip and actually committed the EMP just to be sure. Huge trade-off, but still very much worth it. That was silly.
That moment, you know, that moment reminded me of, as we watched this one clip come through, was Indiana Jones when the guy comes at him with the sword and he just shoots him.
Yeah.
That was that moment. Innovation's like, really? You're just gonna stand still and try to fight me with that rifle? Like, I'm a sniper, man.
These are pro gamers we're talking about. All right, let's see. Are we gonna see this?
Well,
I guess so.
I think Songboo's did have.
He had a pulse. So he may have accidentally pulsed the wall, trying to throw a pulse somewhere. Maybe fat fingered the Q.
We will never know. I like to think that it was the traffic, because that's hilarious. But I mean, either way, it was still just such a huge botch, right at the end, right in the most important moment. I mean, Meta Athena was able to make that one super competitive.